Or
I think that's a human psychological survival mechanism, though.
what part? What do you mean?
The absolutism of our own belief. Like if you
Probably,
not believe
yes.
something so fervently that you are willing to say, no, this is the right way, saying this is what I think is the right way, but you may be right too, opens a door
Yes.
to doubt that the human mind
Yes.
does not deal well.
What did I listen? I listened to a podcast on this exact thing a week and a half ago. And the guy made the point. I'm going to see if I can find it and let you know later on what it was, because he made the same basic point. He said people don't like answers that are not absolutes. People like absolutes because it brings them comfort and surety. And people of faith like their absolutes because if they have no questions, they have no doubts.
Right.
Instead, the way you want to strengthen your faith is you want to let your doubts lead you to ask good questions and find out good answers to strengthen your faith across time. And I mean years, not days or months or the time it takes to order a pizza or watch an average TV sitcom, the way that sermons these days tend to do it and have for the last 100 years. Which is why you have to educate and deal with many more ideas than just, hey, if you believe this and get baptized or something or do this, you're in. It may bring some initial security, but the way to real Christian maturity is to walk through difficult circumstances and difficult ideas that, like a ball of yarn, are just seemingly tangled up in there, and to work long and hard to untangle it and make something constructive out of it. And different people can untangle it different ways and make different things out of it. That's actually okay. But it takes a mature mind to actually be okay with that, because that's tension. That's not surety. That's tension between multiple ideas being balanced out. And in that room saying, you can balance it out a lot of different ways. You can express it a lot of different ways.
And that's what we're charged with doing.
Yes. And
that's why the body exists.
You want different expressions of it through the same church. I mean, within the same church. Instead, we have the worship wars, and we have these expectations of the way things are going to go to comfort ourselves, so that we're not out there in the unknown. But as I've been trying to point out on Wednesday night since the beginning, God expected us to go out into the unknown. He expected man, who he brought to the garden. First off, he seems to be made outside the garden, brought into the garden, to leave the garden, and so that he can actually expand the garden's presence on earth. But to do that, you're going to have to go out into the unknown. So right from the beginning, mankind was made to do that. But because we're in exile from the garden and we can't come back to any surety, we can't come back to any rest, it seems like, we just kind of throw our hands up, and like Cain, which we'll get into this Wednesday, we build the city around it. Actually, we won't get into the city stuff, I don't think, this Wednesday. But he builds the city, and then he locks himself inside the city, and then everything in the city is good, and everything outside the city is bad. His own little Edenic kingdom. And we do this with ideas. We do this with theology, for sure, and we do this with worship and all the expressions and stuff. And again, like idol worshipers, we exalt the image that psychologically makes us feel safe, makes us feel secure, makes us feel like we've arrived, we know everything, so we don't have to go out into the unknown. That's not good. It doesn't promote growth. It promotes decay from the inside out.